Restart the chat box. All right. Hey everyone. Hello. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good evening. I'm Freodore, designer of NIJISANJI EN's 11th unit by the beat. おはようございます。NIJISANJI EN 所属バイタビートのビジュアルセンスがこだわりのデザイナーフリオドールです。早安。Hello, にhao. Hello, buenos días. Buenas tardes. Hi everyone. It's been a bit, right, since we did a coffee Zatsu. Last week I decided to not do it just to get some rest after we did the radio, so it's been a bit. ちょっと久しぶりだね。だって先週コーヒーZatsuしなかったね。久しぶりにコーヒー雑談してまあ楽しみしてますね。Today, it's been a bit also since I try new beans. So I don't know. I'm in a good mood. I'm excited to try these ones out. I've been wanting to try beans from this specific roaster for a while, and I'm also I've been using these already, but I also have new glassware that I've been brewing my coffee for, like a new cup and a new carafe, and it's in my opinion it's pretty aesthetically pleasing. So it's been nice brewing coffee lately. I actually just finished all the bags that I had from the past few Zatsu that I've been brewing coffee for. So from now on, it's gonna be a bit of trying new coffee. So it's gonna be nice. そうですね。まあそして今回も久しぶりに新しいコーヒー豆を入れてみますね。実は今週は残ってたコーヒー豆も全部入れたし、今から結構新しい入れてみる豆がなんか増えますね。そして最近新しいグラスウェアなんかグラスもカラフェで入れてるし、まあ最近コーヒー入れるのが楽しい。結構楽しいわ。So without further ado, how about I introduce the beans and then I can talk about the glassware later also. じゃあとりあえず今日の豆を紹介して後で入れる後でグラスウェアも紹介しましょうか。Thank you for the gifted subs. ギフトありがとうございます。Thank you very much. So, this is gonna be today's recipe. 今日のレシピはこちらですね。Where's my red mark? There you are. So, today's recipe, we're gonna be using the Origami RM dripper. That's my favorite dripper as of now, so not much change there. We're going to be using an adjusted recipe, a 3-step recipe that I just came up with for this coffee, which is basically just my approach for freshly roasted coffee, because these coffees are roasted this month, so I am not letting them rest as they should. So this is kind of like a way to release a little bit more CO2, carbon dioxide of the beans. So we're going to be using this recipe. And we're going to be using the Kafek T90 filters. Very fast filters, my favorite filters. Very nice. I've had a pretty positive experience with these filters this whole time, so let's not I forgot the phrase. Something not broken. If it's not broken, no need to fix it, right? And the beans that we're going to be drinking today are pink Bourbons from Finca Immaculada from the Hydrangea Coffee Roasters. Once again, this is a Hydrangea Coffee is a roaster that I've been wanting to try for quite a while. I keep hearing great things about them, and they mostly specialize on like light roast and mostly washed coffees, which are my favorite. So I'm very, very excited to try them out. So yeah, this is a pink bourbon from Finca Immaculada. I believe this is from Valle del Cauca in Colombia. So it's a Colombian bean. And it's a wash process with notes of hibiscus, plum, and wine. and it's also a light roast, right? Also, not today, but upcoming, we're gonna be trying some ultra light roasts pretty soon, so that's gonna be interesting also. But I mean, let's go back to this coffee. So the reason why this is called pink bourbon is actually a variety of coffee beans. It's a variety that's known for, among specialty coffee, it's known as like a premium coffee bean. And that coffee cherry is known to have a kind of like pinkish salmon-like color. That's why it's called pink bourbon, and it's known for having a kind of sweet and fragrant taste. So it's pretty well liked amongst coffee aficionados, and it's usually native to Colombia, if I'm correct. But yeah. As for the variables, we're going to be doing 50 grams of beans, 150 grams of water at 93 degrees Celsius, and we're going to be grinding with the Easy Presso CP6 at 55 clicks. So it's going to be a medium coarse kind of grind. The recipe is going to consist of doing a 60 gram pour, or 4 times the weight of the coffee for the bloom. Then we're going to be doing another pour of 60 grams at 45 seconds. This is to assist the release of CO2. Otherwise, I would just do 2 pours, because this is a freshly roasted coffee. I believe this was roasted on the 24th of this month, so it's pretty recent. Usually you want to wait around 2 weeks to get like the best out of your coffee beans, but that's okay. I'm just excited to try it out, so we're gonna try and approach it with this recipe. And then at 1 minute 45, we're gonna be pouring until 250 grams, okay? That's gonna be the recipe. Pretty simple. If you guys have ever run into beans that are pretty freshly roasted, so this recipe would be a good approach. If you guys don't want to wait the 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna briefly explain the same thing in Japanese, so just give me a second. じゃあ日本語でも説明しますね。今回はいつも通りの折り紙 RM ドリッパーで入れてみます。そしてこのレシピは3ステップ中油回数のレシピで入れてみます。今回は少しだけ調整しましたね。だってこのコーヒーは今月焙煎されましたから、今月24日に焙煎されましたから、結構最近焙煎されましたね。だから今回はなんか蒸らしのプロセスを少しだけなんかいつも通り長くて、そしてなんか2ステップで蒸らししてみます。こうやってCO2 をもっと出せるよね。この豆はHydrangea Coffee Roasters のフィンカルマクラダピンクブーボンコーヒーです。ピンクブーボンはコーヒーのなんか高級コーヒーの種類ですね。高級コーヒー豆の種類です。この豆は果物が結構なんかサーモンみたいにピンク色だからピンクブーボンって言ってるよね。あの種類が結構なんか甘いと結構なんていうのfragrant なんかいい匂いのイメージがあるし、まあ入れるの気になったね。そしてプロセスは生成過程はワシットですね。普通のワシットだ。味わいは日本語でヘビスカスなんていうの？ How do you say hibiscus in Japanese? ハイビスカス。なるほどね。ハイビスカス。梅。そしてワインって書いてたけど、これは違うよ。I just realized I wrote this wrong. It's not wine, it's lime. Oh my god, Freo. Maybe I've been watching too much. I've been catching up on on Drops of God, the anime, the wine anime. So maybe the episode I watched before this stream was still in my mind. そうですね、多分最近ワインアニメ、神の雫を見てたし、多分 おかげで、頭で、ワインが頭に残ってたけど、ワインじゃないよ。味わいはライムだ。ライム。It's lime, not wine. But we have tried wine, whatchamacallit? We have tried coffees with hints and notes of wine before. And it's been one of my favorites, so it's still pretty tasty. でもね、ワイン味わいのコーヒーも飲んだことあるし、まあ、あれも美味しかったね。焙煎は朝入り、そして割合ですね。豆は 15g で、15g と、お湯の 250g で入れていますね。93度で。まあ、今回は低めは Easy Press Zip 6で55クリックで入れるから、なんていうの。まあ、ミディアム粗めかな？低めで入れてみます。そして、このレシピは結構簡単です。最初は、60g まで蒸らしして、45秒で、もうあと 60g 注いで、そして、1分 45g で 250g まで注ぎます。あとで完成。今回は、いつもよりと比べたら、プロセスが長かったね。だって、この、結構フレッシュなカフェだから、もっと長く蒸らししたら CO2 をもっと出せるよね。Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Thanks very much. でも、今日の豆と今日のレシピはこちらです。Alright. So, I was able to explain the recipe in Japanese as well. So, how about we move on to the ASMR section of the stream and then we can start brewing. じゃあ ASMR ラン始めましょうか。Let's turn off the BGM. I'm gonna turn off my filters. Alright. Then change my microphone setting. Ah, that's the wrong setting. Alright, now the surroundings of my room should be able to be a little bit more audible. そうやってこうやって、部屋の周りをもっと聞こえるようになったね。マイク設定が変わったから。We're gonna start by heating up the water and then opening up this bag and see how it is. じゃあ、お湯を温めて、このコーヒーの袋をチェックしてみましょうか。Oh, if you guys are curious about the link for this coffee, it's over here. 気になる人、今日のコーヒーのリンクはこちらです。Let's check it out. Hibiscus, plum and lime, pink bourbon washed from the Holguín family, Finca Inmaculada, Valle del Cauca, Colombia. Cool. Lately, I've been drinking a lot of Colombian beans. It's not on purpose. It just feels like a lot of specialty roasters here, especially for washed coffee, have been brewing from Colombia. 最近なんかコロンビア豆を結構入れてるよね。わざとじゃないけど、まあ、美味しいよ。Oh, that's a nice smell. It smells kind of sweet. I feel like I smell the plum the most. 結構甘い匂い、甘い香りですね。ちょっとなんか梅を一番わかってると思う。Does it smell tangy or just sweet? Kinda sweet for now. Sí, me parece que este café tiene notas de flor de Jamaica. Ay, no sé cómo se dice el hume. ¿Cómo se dice hume en español? No es no es ciruela. ¿O sí? No. Ah, no, sí, ciruela. Ah, ok. Bueno, pues ciruela. Y lima. Ah, no, sí, sí, ciruela. Bueno. Sé, cuando pienso en el hume japonés es un poco diferente, ¿no? Pero sí, ciruela. Yeah, no, plum is ciruela in Spanish. I forgot for a bit. I wasn't sure. But yeah, it was correct. And there's no actual alcohol or bourbon then? Yeah, there is no alcohol in this coffee. 確かにbourbon 書いてもらってるけど、まあ、ただ、コーヒーの種類ですね。アルコールないよ。There's no alcohol in this. Alright, so we're gonna weigh 15 grams of coffee. じゃあ15グラムまで。Oh, that's 16 grams. Is it possible for beans to have alcohol as a note? I mean, notes in general are just what we associate flavors with, right? So if there's a coffee brew or bean that reminds you of, like, I don't know, wine or whiskey or some other kind of alcohol, then yeah, you could put it. I think there's like coffees with notes of cocktail, so it's possible. It doesn't mean that there's alcohol in them, though. It's just the notes are just what the flavor reminds you of, basically. まあ結局コーヒーの味わいはただ関係できるの分かってる味ですね。本当にこのコーヒーはハイビスカス梅とライムはないよ。全然ないよ。ただ香りが食材と似てるよね。Alright, so we're gonna be doing 55 clicks. Oh wow, wait, I forgot my water spray. It's important for me to spray the beans so I do not have to deal with static. So please give me 1 second. ちょっと待ってね。ウォータースプレーを忘れました。I knew I was forgetting something. 何か忘れてたって気がしてたけど、何だったっけ？今覚えたわ。1 second. ちょっと待ってね。I'm gonna go grab it from the back of my mind. Alright, I remember where it was now. どこに行ったって覚えましたね。I'm back. So we're gonna spray water onto the beans. And we're gonna start grinding. じゃ豆をひきましょうか。 よしよしよしよし。So we're doing 55? Okay. じゃあ55クリックでいきましょうか。Pretty hard beans. Kekko katai mame datta ne. Yeah, no, these were a little bit tougher than the usual.ウォータースプレーあると引きやすいですか？ウォータースプレー使ったら、なんていうの、静電気が高い時に、コーヒーの粉をグラインダーに残らないです。そうやって、だから、ウォータースプレーしますね。Yeah, the reason why I spray the beans with water is because on days with a high static electricity, it's possible that the grinds can remain on the grinder. They get stuck in there. So the water helps prevent that. Okay, but we finished grinding, so we're gonna pour that onto the dripper. Dripper, coffee no kona. My grinder is not closing. There you go. So, we have our water ready. お湯も準備だから、じゃあ入れましょうか。Let's start. I'm gonna adjust my microphone so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so where's my stopwatch? Okay. So we're gonna be pouring until 60 grams. じゃあ60g まで注ぎます。And we're gonna wait 45 seconds. じゃあ今から45秒まで待ちます。This is pretty normal with freshly roasted coffee. I see a lot of bubbles. That's the CO2, the carbon dioxide that's been released. 結構なんか最近焙煎されたコーヒーはこれは普通だけど、結構なんかバブルが多いよね。CO2 が出てるから。Alright, now we're gonna be doing another pour onto 120 grams. じゃあ、120グラムまで注ぎます。よし。This is gonna assist the bloom a little bit more. これは蒸らしステップにもっとなんか手伝うよね。And now we're gonna wait a good amount so that the gases get a little bit more released. And then we're gonna pour the remaining of the water. じゃあ今から結構待ちますね。CO2 などを結構出せるために、待って1分45秒で残ってるお湯を注ぎます。Alright, じゃあ the last step. We're gonna be a little bit more aggressive with the pour until 150 grams. はい。残ってるお湯を、150g まで注ぎましたね。今回は、対流起こって、 注ぎました。To make sure that we get a good amount of extraction. It's still flowing pretty fast, but because we waited through the blooming step a little bit more, it's we're on good time, I would say. Alright, I think we're ready. 完成しました. That took us around 2 minutes and 50 seconds, so not bad at all. Though, I have to say that worrying too much about the time it takes to brew, it's really gonna depend on the equipment you have, the beans and stuff, so if the coffee tastes good, but it takes a little bit slower, a little bit faster than what you're used to, or than what I do, please do not worry about that, okay? まあそうですね、入れるの時間が人にそれぞれだから、まあいっぱい心配しなくてもいいよね。Alright, let's give it a try. Wait, I thought I stopped the stopwatch. There you go. So I'm gonna pour into the new glass and then see how it goes. じゃあ新しいグラスに注ぎます。Let's put that aside. It smells pretty nice already. もう結構いい匂いですね。Okay, so I'm gonna be trying the coffee. If you guys have misophonia or are bad with like slurping noises, I will ask you to be careful. Discretion advised. まあそうですよね。そろそろコーヒーを味わうし、口の音苦手人にまあ注意しますね。味わうために少しだけうるさく飲むから。じゃあ、いただきます。Okay, let's give it a try. Oh, there it is. Alright, so I believe my microphone is back to normal. まあマイクは普通に戻ったね。That is, this is pretty interesting. At first, I thought like I smelled the plum the most, but right now what I can taste the most is the notes of hibiscus flower. This is a super floral coffee. I was expecting something like very acidic, and the acidity is there, but this is super floral. At least this cup is. 結構なんか酸味高いを聞いたりしてたから、なんかだってライムと梅って聞いてもらってたけど、一番わかるのはハイビスカスですね。結構フロラル系が高いよ。まあこの一杯ね。It's quite nice. It's very nice. What I'm wondering though is that maybe I'm perceiving it like this because I did the 3 steps. Because I was pondering on which approach I should go for this coffee. Should I do really like a longer 2-step recipe. Like I wait 1 minute and 30 seconds on the bloom instead of doing 2 pours. And then I pour the remaining of the water, or do I do 3 steps? So I decided to go 3 steps, and I think the result was pretty balanced. But maybe if I did 2 steps, I would get a little bit more of like a high acidity cup, which I'm very curious about. It's not tardy. It's not very tardy. It's not tardy. It's not very tardy. It's more, I don't know, floral is the best way to put it. 爽やかな感じあるよ。It does kind of have like a refreshing feeling to it. It does. I was really curious about how this would taste, and I'm very pleasantly satisfied so far. I think like as soon as some weeks pass, it's gonna get even better though. まあ結構なんか思ったより美味しいと思うけど、まあやっぱり2週間後で入れたらもっと美味しくなると思うね。やっぱりなんか最近焙煎されたから。Ah, that is quite nice. That is pretty nice. If you guys were wondering what kind of glassware I bought the Oria Sense series. I bought the glass and the carafe. It's supposed to be shaped in a way that allows you to like perceive the aromas better when drinking the coffee. But personally, I bought it because I like the shape of it. I just thought they looked really cool and minimalist. So I bought them. まあそうですね、使ってる新しいグラスウェアはオレアのセンスシリーズのカップとカラフェですね。この形は多分香りをもっと感じるための形だけど、まあ僕がただ形がかっこいいと思ったし買ったね。こちらです。I believe this is the site showing this series of glassware. They have the glass version and they have the ceramic version. Or the porcelain version, but I personally bought the one in glass, the clear one. ポーセレンとガラスの種類があるけど、僕がなんかクリアのガラス系買ったね。But yeah, no, I really like the little round design of it. I think it's pretty nice. まあ結構デザインがいい感じだと思ったね。結構丸いし。おしゃれだと思った。It looked pretty fashionable. And it makes another compliment to the other sensory glass that I have. I think it's a nice way to bury it up. Because I have the Eco Air. I believe it's what it's called. That I also use. It's the one that the people that went to Niji Fest were able to see. That's the cup that I also drink very, very often from. And that one's pretty nice as well. So now I have 2 of them. And then I have my black ceramic one that I also use. If you guys have noticed a pattern with my cups is that I don't like handles on my coffee mugs. I think coffee mugs, coffee cups look way nicer without handles. So I prefer without handles. でもみんなはこれは気づいたかな？なっていろんなグラスも紹介したことあるでしょ。最初は黒いのセラミックのガラス、そしてニジフェスで僕が日常で飲んでるカップの写真もみんなが見てくれたね。なんかイーコエアだったかな。あれもセンソリーガラス系だったけど。 僕は個人的になんかカップなら、コーヒーカップならハンドルなしの方が好きだよね。そうやっておしゃれと思う。持った時に熱くない？まあ、少しだけ熱いけど、まあ特に僕がグローブ着てるし、今、問題ないでしょ。I think one thing with glass is that it can be a little bit warm when touching to the touch, but I mean, I'm personally used to it, and at least right now I'm wearing gloves, so that helps. The gloves help with that a good amount. It feels fancy drinking coffee like that once in a while. Yeah, I agree. I think it helps increase the vibes. Like you're not just having like your morning coffee from a coffee machine, right? That you drink out of like a white cup with a handle. Those big mugs that you can feel like with a bunch of coffee with. No. This is a small, delicate experience. You're supposed to take your time with it, enjoy at your own pace. Let it cool down a little bit, and then experience how the taste and the fragrances change. まあそうですね。確かになんか雰囲気が変わるよね。高級なんかスペシャリティ喫茶店がこのデザインが結構よく使ってるよ。だって毎日コーヒー飲んでるの大きなハンドルあるマグならまあちょっとなんか雰囲気が違うよね。今回はなんかゆっくりでエンジョイできるの。雰囲気があるから。Monks have the connotation of drinking a lot of coffee because you have to be awake. There's a nice handless mug for a happy experience. Yeah, I guess you could associate it with that, right? Drinking coffee for the caffeine. Drinking coffee for the coffee. Ah, that is quite nice. I feel like it cooled down a little bit and then it's still pretty hot, but it's cooled down a little bit, and then the plum and the lime are coming in a little bit more. Now it feels a little bit more like citric, which I like a lot. 少しだけまだ暑いけど、なんか少しだけ冷めてもなんか梅とライムの香りが今もわかるよね。美味しいよ。That's pretty nice. Do you like citric tangy coffee? I do like I like tart coffee. I do, but it has to have a balance, you know. If it's too like acidic, then it is a little bit too much, but I do like high acidity brews. I like floral brews. I like high acidity brews. Fruity brews. And sweet brews also. I think I like all of them, and that's a wonderful thing, right? It depends on the mood. Or if I'm gonna have it with dessert, I probably wouldn't have this with a dessert, right? I wouldn't have this with like a cookie or something. But I would have this with like a cheese or like crackers or something. Is there still the fragrance of bourbon? Bourbon is the variety of the coffee bean. It does not have like an actual bourbon taste or aroma. Ma, 酸味高いコーヒーが好きだけど、まあ、コーヒーの素晴らしいことは、まあ、気分によっていろんなコーヒーを入れるよね。甘いコーヒー飲みたいときに甘いコーヒーを入れるわ。酸味高いコーヒー入れたかったら、じゃあこんなコーヒーを入れるよね。 Have you tried those mushroom-based coffee brews before? I have, but they felt a bit gimmicky to me. It wasn't really like anything that I would enjoy over my usual brews, you know? I think they're supposed to be like more like a supplement, right? That's like meant to be a healthy alternative to caffeine, but personally, I do not drink for caffeine anyways. And caffeine to a certain level is pretty healthy, so. Mushroom coffee, I think there's a few varieties, but I think basically it's substituting the coffee with like mushrooms. And it's supposed to be a similar thing, but it's not the... It's not like coffee with mushrooms. Or maybe it is. Maybe there's like a blend with both, but yeah. そうですね。まあ、キノココーヒーがありますね。確かになんか。カフェインとコーヒー飲めない人になんか、キノコで作られたコーヒーの種類があるけど、まあ、ほとんど同じじゃないよね。I think it was a diet thing. I think they do like advertise it for like diet and stuff, but I have to say that I'm not as knowledgeable on that. まあ、あんまり詳しくないけどね。The other day, there's like a YouTube series that I watch. Of course, I'm not gonna name the channel or anything, but it ranks different foods based on how healthy they are. And I actually wasn't expecting coffee, but coffee was one of the healthiest drinks in the list. And it made me feel like nice about me drinking it so often, you know. I mean, I don't even like drink too much, but it was nice seeing that it was apparently super healthy. Of course, because of the caffeine, if drinking in large amounts, just like anything, if you drink or consume anything in large amounts, it can stop being good for you. But the amount of like antioxidants and I think it can help with preventing memory-related diseases, brain-related diseases. It helps with the heart, provides antioxidants, and then it gives you energy as well. So this is a black coffee, by the way. Of course, if you drink like a latte, caramel frappuccino, there's none of that good thing anymore. That is all gone. Sounds similar to plain dark chocolate? Yeah, because I mean, the cacao fruit has a lot of benefits also. It's when you add sugar and milk that it kind of ruins it, you know? そうね、最近なんか、YouTube で、このシリーズがあるよね。いろんな、なんかティアで、いろんな食べ物をランクします。そして、飲み物の動画でコーヒーは結構高かったわ。だっていろんな、なんか脳の病気に、いいって、そして、なんていうの、antioxidants。酸化防止剤も結構含まれますし、まあ、なんか余計なしで結構ヘルシーな飲み物だったね。まあ、ブラックコーヒーですね。ミルクや砂糖をつけたらもう終わりだ。もうダメだ。Would Americano be healthy then? Yeah, because an Americano, I mean, if you're drinking it just plain, an Americano is basically just an espresso diluted with hot water. So, yeah, no, Americanos are fine. もちろん、アメリカノも大丈夫ですよね。ただ、エスプレッソにお湯をつけてるから、まあ、問題ないよね。What's your favorite coffee so far? I don't have a favorite. I just like... there's a few that have really stuck with me. Personally, I really like a Say Coffee roasters, the coffees that I've ordered from Say Coffee, but I don't really have my one favorite. I know it's kind of like a disappointing answer, but even though it's been a year since I started these coffee Zatsus and I started like being able to try more and more specialty coffee, then I still feel like I'm exploring a lot, and there's a lot that I haven't tried, so I'm keeping my my mind open. And do you have a favorite note? Not a specific note, but I tend to, like, if I see floral or like fruity or citric notes, I usually get a little bit more curious about them. Unhealthy coffee, which means added excess sugar. I think just adding sugar in general kind of ruins the healthiness of coffee, right? They say coffee is good for preventing dementia. Yeah, a lot of like brain-related diseases it's good for, or conditions, right? It's good for preventing them. Ah, this is so nice though. Feel like there's way too many to really lock in on one favorite even after years. Yeah, that's the thing. Like sometimes I will, let's say I really like this coffee, right? Which I do like it. Let's see how I like it like after a few weeks. But especially because I do these coffee Zatsus, right? I do these coffee Zatsus and I like to showcase different coffees. So instead of buying the one that I really like again, I'll probably buy a different one. Maybe from the same store, from the same vendor, or maybe from a different vendor, so that I can try a different one. But there's been a few that have really stuck with me. When do you buy beans, do you usually buy small packs just to try, or if you see you'll like them, or do you immediately buy big amounts? It depends on the vendor, you know? The vendor sells different amounts, and not all of them sell small amounts, so I usually buy either 4 ounces or 8 ounces. If they sell 4 ounces, I will buy like 3 or 4 4-ounce bags. And if they sell 8 ounces, I'll usually buy 2. For example, this is an 8-ounce bag that I bought. This one sells 4 ounces, but I bought 8 ounces just to get a better shipping deal. But I do have some coffee that arrived today, waiting for me at the mailbox that I need to pick up, and that one are 3 4-ounce bags. Those are the ultra light coffees that I ordered, and I'm very excited about trying them also. Coffee は普通になんか効果もあるらしいね。まあ、そうですね。なんか、陽気じゃなかったらいろんななんかベネフィットがある。How long does it take you to finish a bag of coffee? It really depends on how much how much, I was gonna say coffee and drinking, drunky. How much coffee I'm drinking that month, you know? Sometimes I finish them fast and sometimes it takes me forever, depending on how many bags I have also. If I have a bunch of bags, then I'm gonna be trying, I like to bury it up, so I'll be rotating. It depends though. If I have fewer bags, then I'll finish them faster, you know? And how many cups do you get from a 4-ounce bag? I mean, how much is 4 ounces? Like 114, 115 grams? You can do the math, right? If most of my daily cups are 15 grams, then it's gonna be a good amount of cups that I can brew. Like maybe around 7 or 8 if it's 4 ounces, and then twice that if it's 8 ounces. ¿Recuerdas a qué edad tomaste café por primera vez? Yo también era bastante niño cuando lo probé. Pero con leche y azúcar, ¿no? El café negro lo empecé a tomar ya de adulto un poco más, pero... Pero sí, el café con leche lo tomaba desde niño. No mucho, pero... Lo alcancé a tomar desde niño. Ah, that's so nice. This one really gets nicer. It gets so nice that it cools down that I'm actually considering brewing it at 90 degrees Celsius next. Just to see how it reacts. 結構なんか冷めてもなんか美味しくなってる気がするから多分また今度90度で入れたらどうかなって気になるよね。Yo que apenas te empiezo a tomar el cafecito, nunca es tarde. No tiene nada de malo. Con que sea con discreción. Evitar excesos. No hay problemas, ¿verdad? Of course, it's never too late to get into coffee, by the way. It's never too late. As long as, like, you avoid exceeding yourself, right? Do you have any recommended coffee grinders? The King Grinder K7 or the Easy Presso K Ultra? I've made like a few lists in previous coffee satsus though, where I got a little bit more in depth about recommendations. Got into coffee things with the streams. It's always like such a nice feeling, you know, when people tell me, oh, because of Frio, I got interested in coffee, and now I like drinking coffee. I think a few people have also showed me before, like the gear that they bought, and it's nice, you know, that thanks to me they found something that they enjoyed. そうですね、まあよくなんかフリオのおかげでコーヒーを好きになったって、ブラックコーヒーを飲むようになったって、まあ言われるのが、まあいつも感謝してますね。What coffee type would I recommend to coffee drinkers who are also exploring? I think more than coffee type, I would say explore what sounds good to you on paper. But what I would say is either go to local roasters, but more importantly, like if you want to get into good coffee, into specialty coffee, then go straight for the good stores. No supermarket coffee, no store coffee with no roasting dates. I think going into the specialty, going straight into the specialty roasters is a good way to start, because then you'll save time on the discovery process, you know. I have introduced a lot of vendors in my streams, but a lot of roasters, but sometimes depending on your area they're not available, so maybe looking into your local specialty coffee community, they can have recommendations as well. And I'm sure anywhere in the world there's gonna be people really into coffee just like I am. まあそうですね、初心者にまあやっぱり高級コーヒーを気になったらまっすぐなんかいいクオリティコーヒーを飲んで方がいいと思うね。買って方がいいと思う。スーパーマーケットじゃなくてなんか焙煎できるお店とか、そうやって最初から いいコーヒー飲めるよね。レシピや入れるときに、何か気にならなかったら、じゃあ、豆のせいじゃないって分かれるから、それは助かる。Like whenever, especially if you're brewing at home, right? Because if you're brewing at home, it's very possible that you're gonna brew a cup that you don't like, and there's always gonna be a few variables to make you think. All right, what should I change? Should I change the ratio? Should I change the water temperature? Should I change the grind size? But at least if you know that you're buying good coffee, you'll know that the coffee is not at fault. You'll know that it's any other variable that helps you eliminate that from the equation, which is really helpful. What if it goes bad? I think if you drink it within 2 months, then you'll be fine, right? Depending on the coffee, there's coffee that reaches its peak after 1 month sometimes. So I would say it's better not to worry too much. If you're buying a lot for you to drink in a short period of time, then yeah, right? But it's always good to start in small quantities also. Speaking of small quantities, Tetsu Kasuya, a barista that I respect a lot and that I brought up on streams before, he just released a new recipe video calling it his best recipe, and it's kind of like the antithesis of my usual recipes. He's doing a 10 pour recipe, grinding at like 45 clicks on the Comandante, a super coarse 10 pour recipe with where he's pouring like 30 grams at a time. And I think the logic behind it, he explained that usually people do small pour recipes to eliminate the variables, not the variables, to eliminate the components or the flavors that are unpleasant from the coffee. But this recipe instead aims for just maximizing the good points instead of eliminating the bad points, right? It's kind of like a subtraction instead of addition instead of subtraction kind of a approach. But I don't know. I've always been more of like a tea-like slow pour. Low amount of pours recipe. So I'm very curious about it. I did try it once, like 2 days ago, with the origami. He says he uses the Hario Neo for it though, which the Hario Neo reduces the amount of bypass compared to the Hario B60. So I don't own the Hario B60 Neo, so I cannot completely replicate it. But I tried it with the origami, which is kind of like a B60, right? And I think 45 clicks might have been too much on the coffee that I tried it on, but it ended up being like very weak. I don't know if I need to try it again on a different coffee. And maybe at 40 clicks instead of 45. But yeah, it was not my favorite. But I think I would have to try it again. I don't know if I would buy a V60 Neo just to try it though. I'm definitely curious about it. He does say it's his best recipe so far, so I'm sure there's something behind it. I think he described it as like a velvety, smooth kind of taste. But also like pouring 30 grams of water every 15 seconds. It's kind of busy, you know? And yeah, he did say that it was recommended for light roast, which I mean, I only drink light roast at this point, so I am a bit curious about it. Who knows if maybe I'll try it again sometime. 今日そうですね、結構なんか尊敬してるバリスタ鉄カスヤさんが新しいレシピを紹介しましたね、YouTube 動画で。彼が なんか最高なレシピを完成しましたって言ってた。健康なんか気になるけど、彼がハリオビ62で、本当になんかすごく粗め引きで、なんかコマなんての45クリックぐらいで入れてた。なんか、そしてレシピが結構忙しかったね。なんか、中油10回数のレシピだった。毎回15秒で 30g 入れてた。僕が、この前やってみたけど、B60 を持ってないし、折り紙でやってみたね。多分、余計になんか45クリックで弾いてたから多分何か間違ったと思った。だから、また今度、やってみたいけど、なんか僕の好きなレシピと比べたら全然逆だから、ちょっと気になるよね。考え方と僕のレシピと逆だから。だって、なんか参考してるレシピ、僕のレシピとして参考してるバリスタのレシピが普通になんか、気に入らない味をなくなるために、抽出回数が少くなるよね。そうやってなんか抽出が低くなる。そうやってなんか苦味とか余計な酸味とかなんか減るだけど、この新しいなんか哲和也先輩じゃなくて哲和也さんのレシピで彼がそれよりコーヒーのいいポイントをなんかマックスレベルで出せるために入れますって。ちょっと気になるよね。だからなんかゆっくり10回注いでるわ。Pretty interesting. But yeah, no, it's really interesting how far you're or how you don't know where your coffee journey will take you, you know? I started out being pretty firm and loyal to like Tetsukashi's recipes at first. And I thought that what I really wanted the most was like a sweet balanced coffee or like a sweet coffee more than anything, which Tetsukashi's recipes are really good for. Pretty extracted coffees also. But then I ended up trying more things, and now what I like more is like a tea-like high acidity cup. I like floral cups a lot also. So the kind of brews that I've been showcasing lately have been more like my style. Just pretty cool. The more you try, the more you figure out things you like, you know? やっぱりなんかみんなのコーヒーの旅が違うし、面白いですね。僕が、始めた時に、哲学様のレシピは結構なんか、真似てたけど、もっと入れるほどに、なんか、自分の一番好きな入れ方を見つけましたね。Do you ever have actual tea? Sometimes. Sometimes I have actual tea. I drink mostly peppermint. Lately I drink a lot of turmeric tea because of because it's good for staying hydrated. Lemon ginger I drink a lot also, but yeah, no, I'm team coffee. Is there gonna be a tea Zatsu in the future? I don't know. It's not something that I've really thought about doing. I've considered trying matcha out, but not enough for me to go ahead and do it, you know? Like a handmade matcha Zatsu, but maybe in the future. I don't know. Right now I'm really into coffee, so that's what's my focus at the moment. そうですね、まあ、T サツですね。あんまり考えたことないけど、まあ、いつか、抹茶は、手作りで、入れてみたいから。あ、入れるって言わないでしょ。立ってみたいから。いつか配信で作ろうかな。Matcha is very divisive. I have tried matcha before. I do like it. I do like matcha. I just haven't made it myself. まあ、抹茶は飲んだことあるけど、好きだけど、まあ、ただ、立ったことないよね。It's a bit bitter, but I like it. ちょっと苦いけど、まあ苦いが好きだから。いいと思う。I don't know if it's something that I would do soon, but maybe one day. まあ、すぐにやるのはわからないけど、まあ、いつかね。知ってるのがすごい。なんか、なんていうの。活動始めた時になんか、ゲームやってたね。魔王の迷宮、Labyrinth of the Demon King。そのゲームで、抹茶を立てて、回復できるから、その時が、リサラさんから、入れるじゃなくて立てるっていうのを教えてもらったね。まあ、もう懐かしいだ。Yeah, no, actually, when it comes to making matcha, brewing matcha, making matcha, in Japanese, you don't say the word ireru, which means brewing. You use the word tateru. And, I mean, tateru just means to make tea, right? And that's something that I was taught about when I played Labyrinth of the Demon King like a year ago, so that's nostalgic. Now I know how to say make matcha in Japanese, you know. This is... I'm gonna go a little bit out of topic now. ちょっとなんか話が変わるけど。Have you guys seen, do any of you guys play Arknights Enfield? Have you guys seen that new character? Is it Camille? I saw his design when he came out, or when he was announced, and I thought he looked really cool. And I saw the seiyuu for him is Matsuoka Yoshitsugu-san. And I heard some clips and he sounds really cool also, so I thought, wow, what a cool character. I don't play gachas, but if anyone's gonna play it and roll for him, I wish you good luck. そうですね、アークナイツエンドフィルトやってる人がいるかな。僕はガチャやらないけど、新しいキャラクターカミユさん、見て、デザインが本当にかっこいいと思った。そして声優がやっぱりなんか 松岡義嗣さんだから、いろんななんか切り抜き見て、聞いて、かっこいいと思ったね。やっぱり。僕はやらないけど、課金する人に、まあ、頑張ってね。グッドラックだ。His aesthetic is definitely in your lane. I thought he looked really cool. It's definitely up my alley. Yeah, good luck to everyone doing the gacha. はまらないように手は出せない。まあまあ、それは、偉いですね。やっぱり。自分の限界わかる人が、いいと思う。Yeah, no, I think it's like, knowing your limits, knowing that if I play something, if I get into something, I'm gonna get really into it, so I'm gonna stop. I think knowing your limits is really cool. So, props on that. That's the reason I don't play League of Legends. Because I know that if I start playing League of Legends, I won't play anything else. I'm just gonna want to ranked the whole time, so. That's why I don't. だから僕が LOL やらないよね。LOL やったら、ランクしかやりたくなっちゃうよ。ずっと LOL やるよ。だからやらない。もう、引退しましたわ。Overwatch is a bit different. Overwatch, I play on my off time, but the matches are not as long, and also I'm not that great at Overwatch, so it's easier for me to like stop. I'm not saying that I'm amazing at League of Legends either, but I don't know, it's kind of different. Overwatch, I can easily put it down. I haven't played Overwatch in a while, for example. I've been focusing on Mario Kart, so I haven't been playing on my off time. Overwatch はちょっと違うよね。やっぱりなんか個人的に正直Overwatch はあまり上手くないし、ランクするのが楽しいけど、やめるのが問題ないよね。例えば今はマリオカート集中してるから、最近やってないよね。なんかラスト配信から。LOL 見たいけど、LOL やるの、なんか、例外なら、まあ、やっぱりなんか大会ですね。大会で参加するのは気になるけど、あの時が来たらわからないよね。僕は普通に LOL みたいなゲームやらないから。I have said like my exception would probably be participating in a League of Legends tournament, but I don't know if that day will come, so it's not something that I'm very proactive about. But who knows? Never say never, right? Never say never. Changing the topic once again. But it's really not. It's really crazy how fast time has gone by because it feels like Proto's 101 Japan just started a bit ago. But now next week is the final. And it's ending already. I'm really excited to watch the final next week. There's already some really cool performances have been on the show, so really excited, but also at the same time it's like, oh no, my survival show is gonna be ending soon. What am I gonna watch next? But that's okay. That's okay, it's better to enjoy them when they're there, and then when they're not there, like just focus on other stuff also, right? まあそうですね、本当にあっという間だった。そろそろまあ来週に日プのファイナルを行いますね。そろそろ終わるよ。本当に楽しみにしてる。ファイナルね。もうオンしてる練習生がいるし、まあデビューできたらいいな。コーヒーにアーモンドミルクを入れるのが好きなんだけど、フリオ君はどう？フリオがあんまりミルクをつけないよね。ブラックコーヒー好きだから。Maybe start new summer anime. I'm watching a few animes right now, and I'm sure next season I'm gonna be watching a few also. Zenin デビューしなさい。まあ、そうできたらいいよね。Next week, I was gonna say it's gonna be a busy one, but it's not really. I think it's mostly gonna be the tournament that I'm gonna be focusing on, right? The Mario Kart tournament. I think there's still a lot that I have to learn. I was practicing a little bit of the shortcuts last night, but maybe I need to practice them more. I mostly practiced the Moo Moo Meadows and I forgot the name, the one with the falls, the one with the waterfall. But it's been really fun practicing these past few days with everyone also. It's just been really fun. I like tournaments a lot. The vibe of tournaments is so fun. まあけどそうですね。今週はマリカの大会が行うよね。本当にまあショートカットはもっと練習しないといけないと思う。昨日少しだけ練習したけど、まだまだだ。今日最近本当になんかみんなと練習するのが楽しかったわ。本当に楽しかったわ。今週も練習配信ばかりと思う。I think this week I'm also gonna be I think it's gonna be mostly Mario Kart practice, maybe a horror game and then tournament, and then coffee Zatsu. So we'll see. I'll be under your care for more Mario Kart this week as well. あ、そうですね。今週も練習配信ばっかりだから、今週もよろしくお願いします。ホラーゲームをやりますね。一回ホラーゲームやります。日プの曲何が好き？まあ、新世界このシーズンならブラックエンジェルとフエゴが好きだったね。You know, when it comes to this new season of Protas, going back to Protas, some of the original songs that I really liked were Black Angel and Fuego. If you guys are curious about those performances, yeah, feel free to check them out. They're pretty cool. Especially Black Angel. But yeah, I think just finished the coffee. Coffee 全部飲んだわ. But yeah, that's gonna be the plans for this week. My schedule's probably gonna be the same as it was last week or this week, if it's Sunday for you guys, where the times for the Mario Kart streams are not gonna be written, just in case I want to be flexible in case more people want to practice, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then the horror game will be either after the tournament on Saturday or on Tuesday, Wednesday JST. We'll see. I'll reveal it on the schedule maybe tomorrow. There's also ね、まあホーラゲね、多分水曜日か日曜日でやるかもしれないよね。まだ決まってないけど、まあスケジュールで教えるよね。そして先週みたいにマリカの配信の時間が教えませんね。そうやって練習できる人によって時間なんか配信開始時間を決まりますね。But yeah, with that being said, I think I'm gonna be ending the stream here. So, thank you so much for joining me for today's coffee Zatsu. It was a chill time and it was a really nice coffee. So, thank you for experiencing that with me as well. まあ、じゃあそろそろ終わらせていただきますね。配信に来てくださってありがとうございます。本当になんか美味しいコーヒーだったわ。めっちゃうまかったわ。As for next week's coffee Zatsu, I think I'm gonna be doing it in Japanese. It's been a while since I did my last Japanese coffee Zatsu. So, it's also been a while since I did my last Spanish coffee Zatsu. So I think what I want to do next is gonna be next week Japanese. The week after that is gonna be English again, or like multi-language like we usually do. And then the week after that, I want to do a Spanish. So that's how we're gonna be doing it, okay? まあそうですね。次のコフィサさんですね。久しぶりに日本語枠、コフィサさんやってないし、じゃあ、今週のコフィ雑談は、まあ来週のコフィ雑談は、日本語でやります。スペイン語も久しぶりだから、日本語枠雑談の後で、普通にいろんな言語、英語メインで行うし、その後でスペイン語で行いますね。And like probably for these next 4 or 5 coffee Zatsas, we're gonna be trying new beans, so we're gonna experience new beans and all the languages as well. そして次のコフィZatsuがほぼ新しい豆を入れてみますから楽しみにしてますね。But yeah, I gotta practice Mario Kart. I'm gonna practice more. マリカもっと練習しないといけないか。いけないと。I guess I'm gonna be reading the super chats and then we can call it a day. Alright. じゃあ、スーパーチャットを読ませていただきますね。峠さん、スーパースティッカーありがとうございます。Thank you very much. ウニキノコさん、スーパーチャットありがとうございます。Terima kasih. Mm-mm. ありがとうございます。まあ今はこんばんはよりこんにちはですね。右上で時計があります。ありがとうございます。本当に。レモンクリームさん、スーパーチャットありがとうございます。朝の仕事お疲れ様です。ありがとうございますね。ありがとうございます。Super Sun Ray, thank you so much for a super chat. Thank you very much. Oh, cool. You brew a pink bourbon blend alongside us. I hope it was nice. Thank you very much. The one I tried is not a blend. I haven't been drinking blends lately. I've been drinking single origin. This is a single origin coffee, so I haven't been drinking blends. Not that blends are inferior to single origins, but lately I've been mostly brewing single origin. 実は最近ブレンドがあまり飲んでないよね。普通になんかシングルオリジン品種しか一つない豆を入れてるね。まあブレンドもいいけど。フグさん、thank you so much for a super chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, it's really interesting how each coffee vendor, coffee shop, coffee roaster has its own personality to it, right? I think the aesthetic and the kind of reflects the kind of approach and the way they see coffee. So it's really nice seeing the differences, you know? まあ確かになんかコーヒーのお店結構なんかビジュアル見たらなんかお店の性格を分かりやすいよね。コーヒーの向かい方も分かりやすいと思う。あれは楽しい。Tanuki, thanks so much for a super chat. Thank you very much. Happy birthday! Thanks so much for joining us on such an important day. I hope you had a great time. Thank you very much. Thank you. 金さん、super chatありがとうございます。今週も頑張りましょうね。Let's do our best this week. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. ありがとうね。アニヤさん、赤スーパーありがとうございます。本当にありがとうございます。Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. ペピさん、スーパーチャットありがとうございます。はい、今週頑張りましょうね。マリカ練習配信もよろしくお願いします。ひめちゃん、スーパーチャットありがとうございます。Thank you very much. 嬉しいですね。ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Copilly, thank you so much for a super sticker. Copilly さん、super sticker ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. Kaivara, thanks so much for a super chat. Thank you very much. Best of luck for you at work. Thanks so much for coming to the streams whenever you can. Please don't worry too much. Thank you very much. Dimsy, thanks so much for a super sticker. Shizuni, thank you very much. マルさん、スーパーチャットありがとうございます。まあ、新しいクラスが結構おしゃれですね。はい、6月もよろしくお願いします。Thank you very much. Yeah, I think for a lot of places it's already June. It's already June, so thank you so much for the month of May. I'll be under your care this month of June as well, alright? Also, 確かにもう6月ですね。5月をありがとうございました。この6月もよろしくお願いいたします。Thank you very much. When Pudding, thank you so much for a super chat. Thank you very much. Looking forward to your thoughts on the super lights. Yeah, I'm very curious about them. I think I don't think these are gonna be my first super lights, but it just depends on how the vendor brands them, right? Because some super lights are just branded as lights. So maybe I've been drinking them and posting them as light, but yeah, very curious. I think they're not super lights. I think they're called ultra lights for this other vendor, but we'll see. Technically, this also is a pretty light one, so maybe it's also an ultra light. I'm just going with what they write. Starshine Umbra, thanks so much for a super chat. Thank you very much. Always end up learning something new. I'm glad the streams become informative for so many people. Thank you very much. でね、勉強になる配信できるのが、まあ、よかったね。ありがとうございますね。 Miyapi san, thank you so much for the NIJISANJI super chat. NIJISANJI super chat ありがとうございます。Thank you so much for looking forward to the coffee Zatsu and thank you so much for looking forward to the Mario Kart streams. Please, we'll be counting on your support for the tournament also. Thank you very much. Not just me, right? Everyone participating, so let's make it a nice event. まあそうですね、今週のマリオカート大会を本当になんか僕だけじゃなくてみんなを応援してきたらよかったね。楽しいイベントになりましょう。モンチュさん、スーパーチャットありがとうございます。Thank you very much. はい。マリオカート頑張るわ。I'll do my best. 頑張ります。Warforge, thanks so much for the super chat. Salamat po. Oh man, I hope you're able to get one of those ultralights to try one day. I hope the chance comes sometime. But yeah, no, thank you very much. Thank you. Recently, there's been like an increase in like specialty coffee in Southeast Asia. I think Indonesia was one of the places that already had like this coffee image, but lately I've seen more Thai, Vietnamese, and Filipino coffee around, and it seems really interesting. I've seen some really like fancy looking Thai vendors that only ship and sell in Thailand, so I cannot order them, but I don't know, it sounds really nice. It's really cool that it's expanding. そうですね、最近なんか高級コーヒーは広がってるのがすごいですよね。最近なんかまあインドネシアが結構人気だったけど、最近なんかベトナムとタイとなんかフィリピンのコーヒーも結構流行ってるし、なんか飲んでみたいよね。こっから買うのがちょっと難しいけど。Alright guys, we were able to read all the super chats, so we're going to be calling a day here, okay? じゃあ、スーパーチャー全部読めたので、ここで終了させていただきます。Thank you very much, everyone. See you guys next stream, okay? じゃあ、また今度ね。Hasta luego, chicos. Nos vemos. I just realized I forgot to teach you guys a word today. I think I had a word. So just in case you guys are still here, I brought it up during the stream, but we can do this, right? So ですね、スペイン語を教えることはちょっとなんかあったけど、教えるのが忘れましたね。So we're gonna do Jamaica. That means hibiscus. Hibiscus. まあ、ハイビスカスですね。Jamaica or flor de Jamaica. Hibiscus flower. Hibiscus no es simplemente hibisco. En muchas regiones se le dice hibisco, pero creo que en Latinoamérica es muy común también decirle Jamaica. Flor de Jamaica. Hibisco técnicamente es correcto también todo. Ok, ahora sí. Nos vemos. Alright. Now for real. See you guys later. Kondo koso. Mata ne.